Speak to yourself this way and attract all you desire by Earl Nightingale. Lesson 1. The Secret of the Ages. Your thoughts create your reality. There exists a secret that has been passed down through the ages, whispered among the greatest achievers in history. I call it the secret of the ages, and today I'm going to share it with you. This secret is so profound yet so simple that most people miss it entirely. Your thoughts create your reality. Imagine your mind as a garden. Every thought you plant will grow into something real and tangible in your life. Just as a farmer wouldn't randomly scatter seeds and expect a bountiful harvest, you cannot fill your mind with random, negative thoughts and expect success. Yet this is precisely what most people do. Look around you. The vast majority of people live lives of quiet desperation because they never realize the connection between their thoughts and their results. They wake up each morning, minds filled with worries, doubts, and fears, then wonder why their lives don't improve. They're planting weeds and expecting roses. Success comes from holding clear mental pictures with absolute faith and unwavering purpose. When Thomas Edison worked on the light bulb, he held a picture in his mind of a world illuminated by electric light. Though he failed thousands of times, that mental picture never faded. His thoughts ultimately created our reality. Your mind cannot tell the difference between a real experience and one vividly imagined. This is the key to creating what you desire. When you picture yourself achieving your goals with perfect clarity, your mind begins working to make that picture come true. It's as if you're sending out a signal to the universe, and that signal must be answered. I've seen this principle work in the lives of countless successful people. The business executive who visualized her company's success years before it happened. The athlete who mentally rehearsed his perfect performance thousands of times before winning gold. The writer who saw her book on bestseller lists before putting pen to paper. All of them understood this secret. But here's the catch. Most people think about what they don't want. They worry about bills, fear failure, and dwell on past mistakes. By the law of attraction, they create more of exactly what they don't want. Your mind works day and night to bring you what you think about most. Starting today, I invite you to try something different. Spend 10 minutes each morning creating a vivid mental movie of your most important goal. See it in rich detail. If you want a new home, walk through each room in your mind. If it's a successful business, see yourself serving happy customers. Feel the emotions of having already achieved it. Notice how your feelings change when you truly see yourself succeeding. That feeling is the magnetic force that begins drawing your desire to you. Your job is to hold that picture steady, regardless of what current circumstances suggest. Remember, thoughts are things, powerful things. And when you speak to yourself in the language of success, when you fill your mind with clear pictures of what you desire, you set in motion forces that cannot be stopped. This is the secret of the ages, and it's now yours to use. Lesson 2. The Magic of Setting Clear Goals. Goals are the lighthouses of your life. They guide you through the fog of uncertainty toward the shores of achievement. Without clear goals, you're simply adrift in an endless sea of possibilities, never quite reaching any particular destination. Let me share with you one of life's most powerful truths. A goal that remains unwritten is merely a wish. There's something almost magical that happens when you take those dreams floating in your mind and commit them to paper. You see, my friend, when you write down a goal, you transform the invisible into the visible. You bring your future into the present moment. Think about a master builder. Would they ever begin construction without a blueprint? Of course not. Yet many people attempt to build their lives without any clear plan of what they wish to create. They work hard, sometimes extraordinarily hard, but their efforts lack direction. Their energy scatters in 1,000 different directions. Your mind possesses remarkable problem-solving abilities that remain dormant until activated by a clear target. When you set a specific goal, your subconscious mind immediately begins working on ways to achieve it. You'll start noticing opportunities you never saw before. Ideas will come to you in unexpected moments. The world seems to conspire to help you succeed. Consider this truth. Most people overestimate what they can accomplish in a year, but drastically underestimate what they can achieve in 5 years. Why? Because they fail to set clear goals with specific time frames. They drift through life, reacting to whatever comes their way rather than creating what they truly desire. The difference between those who achieve great things and those who don't isn't talent or luck. It's clarity of purpose. The most successful people know exactly what they want and review their goals daily. They keep their destination in front of them constantly. Let me offer you a simple but life-changing exercise. Take a single sheet of paper and write down your 6 most important goals in life. Be specific about what you want to achieve and by when. Look at that list and select the one goal that would have the greatest positive impact on your life. Now list 5 specific actions you could take in the next week to move toward that goal. Place this paper where you'll see it every morning and evening. The simple act of seeing your goals twice daily will program them into your subconscious mind. You'll find yourself naturally taking actions that align with these goals, often without even realizing it. Remember, goals aren't just endpoints. They're starting points. They set the direction for your journey. The moment you clearly define what you want, you've taken the first and most important step toward achieving it. The clarity of your goals determines the quality of your life. The ship that knows its destination will always reach port. So too will you when you know exactly where you want to go. Set your course today with clear written goals and watch as the magic unfolds in your life. Lesson 3. The law of cause and effect. Just as surely as day follows night, every effect in your life has a definite cause. This, my friends, is the great law of cause and effect that governs our universe with unwavering precision. And here's the magnificent truth. Once you understand this law, you hold the key to creating any result you desire in your life. Look around you. The successful people you admire didn't arrive there by accident or luck. Their achievements, their prosperity, their happiness, these are all effects that sprouted from specific causes they set in motion. The businessman who built an empire planted seeds of hard work, strategic thinking, and persistent action. The author whose books touch millions first sat alone, putting words on paper day after day. The loving family that radiates joy made countless small decisions to prioritize kindness and connection. You see, life is a great harvest field. The seeds you plant today become tomorrow's reality. Plant seeds of laziness, doubt, and fear, and you'll harvest a life of limitations. Plant seeds of discipline, faith, and courage. It really is that simple, though not always easy. Most folks want better results in their lives, but they keep planting the same old seeds. They want financial freedom but spend every dollar that comes their way. They want vibrant health but choose the comfort of the couch over the challenge of exercise. They want loving relationships but give little time and attention to the people in their lives. The wonderful news is that you can change your harvest by changing what you plant. You don't need to wait for circumstances to improve or for luck to find you. You need only to identify the causes that produce your desired effects, then put those causes into action in your own life. Think about something you want to change. Perhaps you wish to double your income. Instead of focusing on the money itself, ask what actions, habits, and skills consistently lead to higher earnings. Then faithfully implement those causes. Knowing the effect must follow. Causes work in 2 powerful ways. First, there are immediate causes, the actions you take today. Second, there are accumulated causes, the consistent habits that build momentum over time. Both are essential. The person who exercises once gains little, but the person who exercises daily transforms their health completely. The law works with absolute fairness. It doesn't care about your background, your education, or your past mistakes. It simply responds to what you do today, tomorrow, and the next day. It's like a mirror reflecting back precisely what you put before it. So examine your life. Where are you not happy with the effects you're experiencing? Then have the courage to change the causes. Stop doing what produces unwanted results and start doing what produces desired ones. Your life will transform not by magic but by natural law. The harvest always comes. Make sure you're planting seeds worthy of the life you wish to create. Lesson 4. The Attitude of Gratitude. This is Earl Nightingale reminding you of a simple truth that can transform your life. What you appreciate grows in value. What you appreciate grows in value. Let me tell you something remarkable about gratitude that few people ever discover. Gratitude is not just a pleasant feeling. It's a powerful force that attracts more good into your life. I've observed thousands of successful people throughout my career, and I've noticed something they all share. These achievers have cultivated the attitude of gratitude as naturally as breathing. While others complain about what they lack, successful people give thanks for what they have. This single shift in thinking creates a completely different life experience. Gratitude turns what you have into enough. Look around you right now. Notice the simple things that make your life comfortable. The chair supporting you, the roof over your head, the clean water at your fingertips. Most people in history never enjoyed such luxuries. When you truly appreciate these gifts, you experience a richness that money alone cannot provide. Here's something even more fascinating. Your mind cannot be grateful and negative at the same time. These two mental states cannot coexist. The moment you begin counting your blessings, the dark clouds of worry and frustration begin to part. Your entire mental landscape brightens, and solutions appear where you previously saw only problems. Thankfulness creates a magnetic force in your life. Like a powerful beacon, it signals to the universe that you recognize and value its gifts. And following the laws that govern our world, more good naturally flows toward those who appreciate what they receive. Successful people understand this principle and practice it daily. Start your gratitude practice with the smallest things. Be thankful for the sun that rose this morning, for the air filling your lungs, for the ability to read these words. As you train your mind to notice these everyday miracles, you'll find yourself surrounded by increasing abundance. Many years ago, I knew a man who lost everything in a business failure. Instead of becoming bitter, he began each day listing 3 things he appreciated. Within a year, new opportunities appeared. Relationships healed, and his financial situation improved dramatically. When I asked his secret, he simply said, "I decided to be thankful for what remained instead of resentful for what was lost." Your homework is simple but powerful. Each night before sleep, write down 5 specific things you're grateful for from that day. Include small details most people overlook. The kind smile from a stranger, the perfect temperature of your morning coffee, the helpful suggestion from a colleague. Continue this practice for 30 days without missing a single entry. This exercise will gradually retrain your mind to scan your environment for positives rather than negatives. Like a powerful magnet, your thankful heart will begin attracting more circumstances that merit gratitude. Remember, what you focus on expands in your life. Choose to focus on things that deserve your thanks and watch how your world transforms before your very eyes. Lesson 5. The Strangest Secret. We become what we think about. This may be the most important message you'll ever hear. The strangest secret in the world is that we become what we think about. Throughout my years of studying successful men and women, I've discovered this truth hidden in plain sight, like a diamond waiting to be uncovered. Your mind is the most powerful tool you'll ever possess. Right now, as you read these words, your thoughts are shaping your future as surely as a sculptor shapes clay. The images you hold in your mind don't just influence your actions. They determine them completely. Consider for a moment. Why do some people achieve remarkable success while others struggle their entire lives? Is it luck? Special talents? The truth is far simpler and more profound. Those who succeed have learned to direct their thoughts towards specific targets. They've discovered that the human mind always moves in the direction of its currently dominant thoughts. Most folks drift through life, letting random thoughts control them. They're like ships without rudders, blown about by every passing wind of circumstance. One day they're thinking about success, the next day failure. One moment they're focused on health, the next on sickness. Is it any wonder their lives reflect this confusion? But you, my friend, can choose a different path. When you select a single goal and focus your thoughts upon it with unwavering concentration, something miraculous happens. Your mind begins working day and night, consciously and unconsciously, to bring that image into reality. This isn't mystical thinking. It's practical psychology. Your brain is designed to solve problems and find paths to whatever target you give it. But you must provide the target. Without clear direction, your powerful mind simply spins its wheels. The tragedy is that most people never discover this principle. They let worry, doubt, and fear fill their minds. They become walking catalogs of all the things they don't want, and then wonder why those very things keep appearing in their lives. Remember this: your mind doesn't judge what you feed it. Plant thoughts of success, and it works to create success. Plant thoughts of fear, and it works just as diligently to create that reality instead. For the next 30 days, try this simple exercise. Choose one positive thought, perhaps an affirmation about your most cherished goal. For 30 minutes each day, focus entirely on keeping this thought in your mind. When other thoughts intrude, and they will, gently bring yourself back to your chosen focus. At first, this mental discipline will feel challenging. Our minds aren't accustomed to such direction, but with practice, you'll develop the most valuable skill any human can possess: the ability to direct your thinking. The great philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote, "A man is what he thinks about all day long." This is not poetry, it's literal truth. Your dominant thoughts are creating your life this very moment. Choose them wisely. Direct them purposefully and watch as your outer world transforms to match your inner vision. Lesson 6. Decisions that shape destiny. My friends, I want to talk with you today about something so foundational to your success that without mastering it, all other efforts may be in vain. We're talking about decisions, those moments of choice that determine the direction of your life. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to make all the right moves, while others, equally talented and blessed with opportunity, somehow never reach their potential? The difference often lies not in their circumstances, but in the quality of their decisions, Your life at this very moment is the sum total of all the decisions you have made up to this point. Where you live, what work you do, the people you associate with. All these conditions flow from choices you've made along the way. The magnificent truth is that by improving your decision-making ability, you can literally transform your future. Consider this. Most people make decisions based on what's comfortable or convenient in the moment, rather than what aligns with their true goals. They choose the easy path instead of the right one. But successful people understand that temporary discomfort often precedes permanent improvement. Take John, for example. He faced a choice between staying at his secure job with limited growth or accepting a position that required learning new skills but offered tremendous opportunity. The comfortable choice was clear: stay put. But John decided based on his vision for his future, not his fear of the present. 5 years later, that single decision had completely transformed his career trajectory. Here's something powerful to remember. Decisions are not just reactions to what life offers you. The most successful people proactively make decisions before circumstances force their hand. They decide what they want, then align their choices accordingly. Your mind is always working to solve problems, but it needs clear direction. When you make firm decisions about what you want, your subconscious immediately begins finding ways to bring it about. It's almost magical how opportunities appear once you've decided with certainty. Remember, too, that decision-making is a skill that improves with practice. The more decisions you make aligned with your goals, the easier it becomes to choose wisely. Each good decision strengthens your decision muscles, making the next choice clearer. What about wrong decisions? Everyone makes them. The difference is that successful people learn from missteps rather than being defined by them. They analyze what went wrong. Extract the lesson, and make a better choice next time. Tonight, I challenge you to look at your life and identify one important decision you've been postponing. Perhaps it involves your health, your career, or a relationship. Make that decision now, based not on fear or comfort, but on what truly aligns with your highest vision for yourself. Your destiny is shaped one decision at a time. Choose with purpose, choose with courage, and watch as your life begins to reflect the quality of those choices. The power is yours. My friends, use it wisely, and there is no limit to what you can achieve. Lesson 7. The miracle of self-discipline. Imagine having a magic wand that could transform your dreams into reality. My friends, that wand exists, but it's not made of wood and fairy dust. It's called self-discipline, and it's the most powerful tool you'll ever possess in your journey toward success. Self-discipline is simply doing what you know you should do, when you should do it, whether you feel like it or not. That's the miracle. When you master this one skill, you place yourself among the top achievers in our world. I remember meeting a young man in Chicago who complained that luck seemed to favor everyone but him. His talents weren't recognized, opportunities passed him by, and success remained distant. As we talked, a pattern emerged. He started many projects, but finished few. He worked hard when inspired, but rested when challenges appeared. In essence, he was planting seeds, but leaving them unwatered when the sun grew hot. The great secret of self-discipline is this. It's not about perfection, but consistency. Small actions, performed regularly, create mighty results over time. Think of water dripping on stone. One drop accomplishes nothing, but millions of drops, falling in the same spot day after day, will eventually carve through solid rock. Your consistent actions work the same way. Here's what happens when you practice self-discipline. First, you may notice little change. This is where most people quit. But keep going and something magical begins to happen. Your small daily actions compound, like interest in a bank account, Suddenly, what seemed impossible begins appearing within reach. A successful life isn't built on occasional heroic efforts. Rather, it's constructed brick by brick through small, consistent actions performed daily, especially when you don't feel like doing them. The champion trains when tired. The successful writer writes when uninspired. The wealthy investor saves when others spend. Self-discipline creates freedom, not restriction. When you control your actions rather than letting your feelings control you, you gain power over your circumstances. The person who can get themselves to do important tasks, regardless of mood, possesses true independence. Start with one small area. Perhaps you'll commit to reading 10 pages of a good book each day, or walking for 15 minutes, or saving a small portion of your income. The specific action matters less than developing the muscle of doing what you said you would do. Monitor your progress. Each night, ask yourself, did I do what I promised myself today? When you can consistently answer yes to this question, you're on the path to greatness. Remember, self-discipline isn't about punishing yourself or living a joyless life. It's about choosing your future over your present comfort. It's about becoming the architect of your destiny rather than a victim of circumstance. The miracle of self-discipline is available to anyone willing to claim it. Choose your direction, take consistent action, and watch as the universe bends to accommodate your disciplined efforts. This is how ordinary people create extraordinary lives. This is how you'll attract all you desire. Lesson: the master key of persistence. In my years of studying successful men and women, one quality stands out above all others. This quality has transformed ordinary people into legends, has built fortunes from nothing, and has overcome obstacles that seemed utterly insurmountable. I'm talking about persistence, that iron quality of character that knows no defeat. Think about this. Most people quit just before they would have achieved success. They plant the seed, water it for a while, and then, growing impatient when results don't appear fast enough, they dig it up to see if it's growing. Naturally, this kills any chance of success. The truth is, my friend, nothing in this world can take the place of persistence. Talent won't. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful people with talent. Genius won't. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education won't. The world is full of educated failures. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. Let me tell you about a young man who failed in business at age 22. He ran for legislature and was defeated at 23. He failed in business again at 24. He failed in business again at 24. He overcame the death of his sweetheart at 26. He had a nervous breakdown at 27. He lost congressional races at 34 and 36. He lost a senatorial race at 45. He failed to become vice president at 47. He lost another senatorial race at 49. And finally, at age 52, he was elected president of the United States. That man was Abraham Lincoln. What kept Lincoln going? The same force that can keep you going, the understanding that temporary defeat is not permanent failure. Persistence means taking one more step when everyone else has given up. It means keeping your eyes fixed on the prize when all you can see around you is darkness. Here's a simple truth. Whatever you want badly enough, you can attain if you want it intensely enough and persistently enough. The only limitations you have are those you set up in your own mind or permit others to establish for you. Most of us have been conditioned to stop at the first sign of defeat. But those who succeed have learned to use defeat as a stepping stone. They use failure as a lesson, not as an excuse to quit. They realize that the difference between success and failure is often the difference of a single step, the step you take after others have stopped trying. Let me give you a formula for persistence that has worked wonders for thousands. First, have a definite purpose backed by a burning desire. Second, create a clear plan and take immediate action. Third, close your mind to negative influences and discouraging remarks. Fourth, seek out like-minded people who will encourage and support you. Remember this, the only difference between a diamond and a lump of coal is that the diamond stuck it out longer under pressure. Your persistence is the measure of your belief in yourself. When you persist despite obstacles, you prove that you believe in your dream more than you believe in your limitations. So speak to yourself like this. I will persist until I succeed. I was not delivered into this world to be defeated, but to succeed. I will persist until I succeed. Lesson 9. Speak words of power. Words have power. Yes, my friend, the very words you speak to yourself each day are shaping your life right now. Have you ever stopped to really listen to what you tell yourself? Most folks never do. They let their inner voice run wild, never realizing they hold the remote control. I learned this truth many years ago while walking along Lake Michigan. The water stretched before me, vast and powerful, yet completely responsive to the forces acting upon it. Your mind works the same way. It responds to the most dominant thoughts you feed it, especially those wrapped in emotion and repetition. The words you speak to yourself are like seeds planted in fertile soil. Plant words of doubt and watch problems sprout everywhere. Plant words of possibility and opportunities begin to bloom. It really is that simple, though most people overcomplicate the process. Let me share something valuable with you. The most successful people I've known all practice what I call intentional self-talk. They carefully choose the words they allow to echo in their minds. When facing challenges, they don't say, "This is terrible." Instead, they ask, "What's good about this situation?" This simple shift changes everything. Your brain is always listening to you. When you say, "I can't afford it," your mind accepts this as final. But what happens when you ask instead, "How can I afford it?" Your mind immediately begins searching for solutions. The difference is night and day. Here's something most folks never realize. Your subconscious mind doesn't understand jokes or sarcasm. When you say, "I'm just terrible with money," or "I'll never get in shape," even in jest, your deeper mind accepts these statements as commands to fulfill. Try this experiment. For just one day, speak to yourself as if you were your own best friend. Would you tell a friend they're likely to fail? Would you remind them of past mistakes? Of course not. Yet we do this to ourselves daily, then wonder why success seems elusive. I knew a shoe salesman in Chicago who transformed his life with this principle. Each morning before work, he would look in the mirror and say, "You are the best salesman in this store. Customers love your helpfulness. You solve problems with ease." Within 6 months, his sales doubled. His circumstances hadn't changed. Only his words had. The quality of your life follows the quality of your self-talk. This isn't wishful thinking. It's a practical principle that works for anyone brave enough to apply it. Your words create your world. Starting today, guard the door of your mind. Be as selective with your self-talk as you would be with food you eat. Remove phrases like "I can't," "It's impossible," or "I always mess up." Replace them with "I can find a way," "I'm figuring this out," and "I learn from every experience." Remember, the words you speak to yourself today are creating the life you'll live tomorrow. Choose them wisely, for they hold the power to transform everything. Lesson 10. The magnificent power of your words. The words you speak to yourself are the most important words you will ever hear. I have discovered, after years of studying the most successful men and women, that they all share one common trait. They speak to themselves in ways that create their success long before it materializes in the physical world. Your mind is always listening to you. Like the most faithful servant imaginable, it takes every word you utter to yourself as a direct command. "I can't do this" becomes an order. Your mind must follow. "This is too difficult for someone like me" transforms into your operating reality. But here's the magnificent truth that can change everything for you. Starting today, you can choose your words with deliberate intent. Consider the difference between saying "I hope this works out" versus "I am confident in my ability to solve any challenge." The first puts you at the mercy of external forces. The second places you firmly in command of your circumstances. One creates anxiety. The other generates power. The average person speaks about 16,000 words each day. But what they say silently to themselves might total 10 times that amount. Imagine if most of those silent words were defeating you rather than empowering you. It would be like trying to drive with one foot on the gas and one foot on the brake. I once met a young salesman who couldn't understand why his results were so poor. "I keep telling myself not to mess up this presentation," he told me. I asked him to imagine a baseball coach telling his batter, "Don't strike out." What image does that put in the batter's mind? The very thing he doesn't want. I suggested he replace those words with "I deliver value to every person I meet." His sales doubled within 30 days. Your brain processes images, not negations. When you say, "I will not fail," your mind must first create an image of failure before it can negate it. Why not skip the negative altogether and affirm what you want directly? Words have energy. They vibrate at different frequencies. "I'm overwhelmed" creates a different physical response in your body than "I'm tackling this one step at a time." You can feel the difference, can't you? One makes your shoulders slump, the other straightens your spine. Start today by becoming aware of what you're saying to yourself. Most people never take this vital first step. They remain unaware of the constant stream of self-talk that shapes their experiences. When you catch yourself using words that limit you, simply stop and choose again. No guilt, no judgment, just a new choice. Create phrases that embody the person you intend to become. Speak them with feeling. "I am worthy of success." "I am worthy of success." "I attract opportunity easily." "I handle challenges with calm confidence." Say them until they feel natural, until they become your automatic response. The world around you will transform when you transform the world within you. And that inner world is built word by word, thought by thought. Speak to yourself as you would to someone you deeply love and respect, and watch as life begins to respond in kind. Lesson 11. The power of persistence. Success is the product of daily habits, not once. In A Lifetime Transformations, the oak tree doesn't spring up overnight. It grows steadily, day by day, year by year, until it stands tall and mighty. So it is with your dreams. Persistence may be the most undervalued quality in our instant results world. We've been conditioned to expect immediate rewards, but the universe doesn't work that way. The greatest achievements in human history came to those who simply refused to give up. I want you to think about water for a moment. Soft, yielding water. Yet given enough time, water can cut through solid rock, carving magnificent canyons. Not through force, but through persistence, drop by drop, day after day, never stopping. This is the secret power you already possess. Consider the stories of those who succeeded against tremendous odds. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before creating a working light bulb. When asked about his failures, he simply replied that he had discovered thousands of ways that wouldn't work. Each attempt brought him closer to success. The truth is, most people quit just before their breakthrough moment. They plant the seed, water it for a while, but dig it up when they don't see immediate results. They never discover how close they were to a magnificent harvest. Your self-talk during difficult times determines everything. When challenges arise, and they always will, what do you say to yourself? Do you say, "This is too hard," or "I don't have what it takes"? Or do you say, "This is temporary, and each obstacle makes me stronger"? The words you whisper to yourself in moments of difficulty are more important than the words you shout to the world in moments of joy. Persistence requires talking to yourself correctly when no one else can see or hear you. Here's what you must understand. Success doesn't require extraordinary intelligence or remarkable talent. It requires ordinary qualities practiced persistently. Small, consistent actions compound over time into extraordinary results. The person who walks just 1 mile a day will eventually circle the globe, while the person planning the perfect journey remains at the starting line. When you face a setback, and you will, remember that failure is simply feedback. It's the universe's way of teaching you what needs adjustment. The only true failure comes from abandoning your dream and surrendering to temporary defeat. Many years ago, I spoke with a man who built a substantial fortune after 20 years of effort. I asked what distinguished him from others who started with similar advantages. His answer was striking in its simplicity. "I just stayed at it. While others chased new opportunity every few months, I kept working my plan, improving it gradually. Eventually, they all disappeared, and I was the last one standing." Your persistence is a declaration to the universe about what matters to you. When you persist, despite fear, despite doubt, despite temporary failure, you demonstrate the depth of your commitment. And the universe always rewards genuine commitment with eventual success. Remember this: the darkest hour is just before dawn. When things seem most hopeless, your breakthrough may be just around the corner. Persist just one more day, then one more. That's how dreams become reality. Lesson 12, the greatest achievement of all. The dawn breaks on our final journey together, my friend. As we close this book, remember that we've merely opened the door to your magnificent future. Like a traveler who has been given a map to hidden treasure, you now possess the knowledge to speak to yourself in ways that will attract all you desire. The greatest achievement in life isn't found in material possessions or status. It's found in becoming the person who could attract those things. It's in the transformation of your inner world that creates the miracles in your outer world. Think back to where we began. We discovered that thoughts create reality, that clear goals activate hidden powers within you, that cause and effect govern everything in our universe. We explored the magnetic force of gratitude, the strangest secret that we become what we think about, and how decisions shape destiny. We embraced self-discipline, overcame fear, discovered our unique purpose, built networks of success, and learned perseverance. Now comes the final test, living these truths every day. I once met a young man who had read hundreds of books on success, but hadn't applied a single principle. He was like someone studying maps without ever taking a journey. Knowledge without ever taking a journey. Knowledge without action is merely entertainment. But you, my friend, are different. You've done the exercises. You've begun speaking to yourself differently. And changes are already happening, aren't they? Your greatest achievement will be maintaining this new way of thinking when no one is watching. It's easy to be motivated while reading an inspiring book. The challenge comes in the quiet moments when old habits try to resurface. Remember the gardener who doesn't dig up seeds to check their progress. Trust that your new thought patterns are taking root. Water them daily with positive self-talk. Pull the weeds of doubt whenever they appear. Life will test your new mindset. When challenges come, and they will, see them as opportunities to practice what you've learned. Speak to yourself with courage. This is my chance to grow stronger. The world makes way for those who know where they're going. By speaking to yourself with clarity, conviction, and compassion, you've set forces in motion that cannot be stopped except by your own doubt. What lies ahead? Possibilities beyond your imagination. Doors will open that you never knew existed. People will be drawn to the new energy you radiate. Opportunities will find you because you've become the person who deserves them. My final words to you are these. You were born for greatness, not the kind that demands attention, but the kind that inspires others. By changing how you speak to yourself, you've changed your destiny. Now go forward and become living proof that we attract not what we want, but what we are. This is Earl Nightingale reminding you that the most important conversations you'll ever have are the ones with yourself. Make them count.